What is up guys, Big Ben Interactive is a French company established in 1981 which designs and distributes video games. But what made this name highlight into racing fans in WRC series? A big thanks to the PR team for the Big Ben Interactive for providing 2 copies of the WRC 7. Of course, one for me and one for the giveaway, means for you guys, which I will mention in the end of the video. So far we are going to review each section of the game, from the brief introduction to the gameplay to the conclusion of the review, that if you really should spend a couple of dollars to buy a WRC or not. First, let's talk about the brief introduction. WRC needs no introduction, but for the sake of newbies, WRC 7 World Rally Championship 7 is a new entry into the WRC series. WRC6 was released back in October 2K16, and within a period of 1 year, WRC 7 is here finally. WRC 7 offers the official cars and drivers, 13 countries, 52 special stages, every surface, and more powerful cars, more demanding physics, longer races, and an esport mode to keep you busy all the way around. And of course, it sounds so interesting. Let's talk about the gameplay and game modes. WRC 7 includes solo mode, multiplayer, and a challenge mode. With 2 eyes there are only 3 modes, but what inside is even more bigger than WR6 or all entries into the series. In solo mode we have option to play quick game, career mode, custom championship, and driving test. Now I'm going to break down each of them one by one. The quick mode is what that kept me playing again and again, few tracks that I love so far. In a quick game there are 14 rallies, which includes Rally Monte Carlo, Rally Sweden, and 12 others, while each of rally includes 5 special stages. Now special stages are most vast than before. It takes simply a couple of minutes to complete each stage. And then to put something into the game we have 6 weathers to choose from, which includes clear sky and cloudy in dawn or night, and snowy weather is in it there. And now a question arises here is, does this weather have impact on the gameplay? Yes, there is impact, but not in every weather. I'm gonna explain you in a few minutes. Now career mode is what makes the game more interesting, because it's same like a journey in a FIFA 17 and FIFA 18. Select your name, nationality, driving style, and then start your career. But this doesn't end here, because now you have option to choose one contract. In start, the players are offered 3 contracts, and each of the contracts is unique. Like this Robert Duggan's team's main objective is to be the fastest no matter the damage, and they have 2 years of experience, while Nicholas Kiaman team have only 1 year of experience. And they want the car to be safe side, and third contract is just balance between being fastest and protective. Now it's totally up to you, mind that which contract they want to choose. While on the other hand, custom championship is same like career mode, but this you have option to choose categories, cars, drivers, etc. Apart from all these modes, the challenge mode is our best so far. For a limited period of a time, challenge appears time by time for the players to engage even more. Right now the challenge is full throttle. You start a game in a Rally Sweden with the snow, and you have 10,000 scores which drop every second. This is very interesting mode as you keep increase your scores, and there are also other players around the world doing same, and on the leaderboard you compete them. I personally loved it. Let's talk about the gameplay. When I was playing WRC 6, it was way more difficult for me to play the game. The controls were very difficult for the hands who loved Need for Speed after all. But this time WRC 7 comes up with more comfortable controls. As I am testing it on PS4, the controls are pretty handy. Not that much touch to handle like it was in WRC6. Game is running stable at 30 frames per second at 1080p on a standard PS4. The gameplay is smooth, but that doesn't give me the feeling like I'm playing Need for Speed, because NFS car handling is way more non-realistic. But during playing WRC 7 with a headset on, it gave me a feeling like I'm right into the car with a fight or flight condition and have to be careful with the road. One more aspect of the WRC 7 I loved is the tire and weather impact on the gameplay. While you start a race you have option to choose from 2 tires, hard or soft. And if you bring those soft tires on a snowy track, then I'm sure you'll have to change them, as you'll keep slipping all the way, while having the hard tires on the snow or off-road makes the car less shaky and more grippy. While if you drive in the snow either with both tires, the speed is ultimately going to get affected, that you can notice easily, which is again a realistic point which make it different than other racing or rally games. While WRC 6 was limited in terms of racing games, WRC 6 was fun for some but had several nagging issues like WRC 5 that left room for improvement, like graphics were dated. The handling was simplest for WRC 5 and tough for WRC 6. and the stages were unrealistically wide, etc. So this time WRC 7 have more realistic graphics, never tracks, steering is more user friendly, and the result is more realistic representation of the real location, which gives the game another realistic touch. And no doubt you will need some practice first before starting the career mode, otherwise you will get damaged so much or even curvy roads will cost you respawn again and again. Believe me on this. Enough with the gameplay and modes, now let's talk about the graphic. In my review WRC 6 last year I mentioned that the game having dummy crowd and less realistic graphics, but the WRC 7 I have no complaint at all. WRC 7 graphics are way beyond what I expected. The way the sunlight touched the rooftop or the way roads shine. It makes the game more realistic, and with such gameplay in a nutshell the graphics are totally satisfying. Let's talk about the sound. It is very rarely that I used to mention about the sound in a game, but the main track you're listening in the background is cool, but the more cool is when your car slips. In real life, if the car slips and small stone touches the white screen or the back body of the car, that makes some sound which exactly copied into WRC 7 when you drift a car off-road. Maybe it's just me, but let's talk about the conclusion. WRC 7 is way more improved than older games in the series, and surprisingly there is nothing I can complain on. WRC 7 secures 9 out of 10 for being the best rally game so far, with enhanced graphics and smoother gameplay. And especially for adding the challenge mode, I love that. And if you're wondering that about if you should buy it or not, then sure thing, go ahead. The game is fun, seriously. Now as for the giveaway, everyone can participate into the giveaway by just following few steps. All you have to do is like this video, subscribe to the channel if you are new, and make sure to comment below what you think about this review. Winner will be selected on 15 September from the comment section below. Till then, keep boiling. We'll be right back with another video.